This is a Sage Story.
Yes, my name is Barry Howard Brodsky. I was born May 1944. The complexities were constant questioning. I didn't know really who I was, where I belonged, with what group do I mingle with what group must I stay away from. Being a person of feeling good self-worth, because I did very well in school, but yet socially I wasn't very adept. And I wasn't very popular. That's why I think I did so well in school, because I poured all my time in school. But as I grew older in the South, in Charlotte, North Carolina, especially in high school, I had these strange feelings which I didn't know how to process. And it was very difficult because in the 60s, I graduated South Meck in 62. You couldn't go to a theater with a friend, a guy, unless there was a seat between you. You couldn't be seen touching anybody, just except shaking hands. And guys didn't shake hands. They were too macho for that. They would just say, you know how it was. And well, if you don't know how it was that way. You usually had a pack of cigarettes in your white T-shirt back then, like James Dean. And I was never really much of a macho guy. I wasn't really feminine, and I was straight acting, at what they called straight acting, but I didn't feel that way. And right away I knew in high school I was different. I was under pressure from my parents, who were Jewish, to start dating Jewish girls because they wanted me to marry. They thought what was best for me, to marry a Jewish girl and go to med school in different orders. And that was difficult because I dated girls, but it was all basically a show. I really liked to be with the guys and play poker. That's about all we could really ever do, because if anybody knew that you had done something, they'd call you a queer or a fag. The word gay had not been invented, at least in the society in which I found myself. And I felt like an outcast. I couldn't wait to go away to college. Couldn't wait. I did well in high school, graduated second. And I thought, oh my goodness, I hear about all the liberalism in college people, but not sexually. I started off at Duke University, which is a Methodist school. I got a scholarship, that's how I could afford it. And the same way, my roommate was from New York, a very macho type of guy, and I just didn't think it was right to make any inroads. And I went to East Carolina, I got transferred. And there I found, in my fraternity, strangely enough, it was a Jewish fraternity because then Christian fraternities did not let in Jewish boys in the 60s. All over the South, not just Kappa Alpha, but all of them. Because they had parts of their initiation ceremony which demanded an oath to Christ. And a Jewish person who truly believes he's Jewish would not do that. So we basically were a home for Jewish boys. And lo and behold, it was in my 20s, and I was still, although I had never acted on my feelings, I had all this pent up inside. I finally, over the three years I was there, because I taught freshman English my last year on a graduate fellowship, I found two guys with whom I could, in my fraternity, privately engage with what I really wanted to be. And when I did that, I knew this was feeling right. A person should be able to live their life without looking over their shoulder. I remember when I was doing drugs, I was always worried about the police stopping me. It's so good to drive now and not worry about a policeman or not worry about seeing somebody I know who wants to pull me over and sell me something else. A gay person needs to have those same feelings. Don't look back, look forward. Be authentic, just be yourself. As it may sound trite, but it's not. God made us, and God doesn't make mistakes. He loves us. He made our heart to be open to maybe many, many people. And our feelings, what's natural is natural. God has a plan that way. We're not wired the same way. I know it's easy, maybe even flippant to say, just move forward and maybe love yourself, care about yourself. But in the end, you're the one who has to go to bed at night by yourself. And if you don't love yourself and understand that you're a good person, that God loves you, and that you love God, and we all do have a feeling, even some atheists, I'm sure, wouldn't admit it, but forward, one step at a time, and to just rejoice in who you are. Don't be ashamed of who you are. Rejoice in it, because you are different. But you're also very special. Wouldn't it be a boring world if we're all the same?
Share your story at sageusa.org/Sage Story.